What's up, Sooner Nation? Happy Wednesday. Hope everyone had a wonderful Wednesday. It's at the close of Wednesday. It's getting closer to Thursday, which means it's just another day closer to Saturday, game day, 2:30 OU versus Tulane. Monty's starting off with a hot take here. Monty says, heard today they're thinking about using Jacoby Johnson. Jacoby Johnson at wide receiver. Lebby was recruiting him as a wide receiver, let him play both ways, like Hunter from Colorado. Look, I don't see it happening unless we just talked about this before we got on here, Hunter, Jay, and I. Unless the wide receiver room's not going to get any help anytime soon, I don't see it happening, although he does bring size, unlike what you got in that room right now. Good evening, Sooner History. Evening from Ohio, from Damon. What's up, Jay?
What's going on? Another day closer to new game. And I was talking about this today. I'd like to know your thoughts and see if you believe or you agree with me on this. I feel like fans in general, I'm not going to say everybody, but I think a lot of fans, by Wednesday, they flushed Saturday's performance. And they're all having new hope for Oklahoma. And it's going to be a great day on the offensive side of the ball. I'm not there yet, guys and gals. I'm not. Right now, I'm picking OU to win the game 20-17, and it's only because I think the D might hold up another week. But I'm not confident that the OU offense can score over 20 this week.
Ron, I did not just wake up, although I did just get home. Left the house about 6:10 this morning, got home about 9:26. Jay, Sooner fan says play Carry-On, play Zion Kearney. I don't care that the freshman. What do we have? I'm with you. Play, and why I'm with you, Sooner fan, is because Kearney is 6'1", and Carry-On is like 6'5" or 6'6". In my opinion, size matters.
Size matters, but you got to be able to play the game, and they're very young and inexperienced. So I don't know. We'll see. I think you're going to find out. And Trap House, what's up, Trap House? Hope you're doing well. Measuring stick week, Boomer. I think it is a measuring stick week. Before the season, people might say Tulane's not, but here's reality, Sooner fans. Little dose of reality. They've played two bad teams, and they haven't looked very good offensively. So any type of improvement offensively, I'm going to take as a positive. I don't care who they're playing. I don't care if they were playing Popcorn University. I don't care. If I see improvement on offense, that's what I'm looking for this week. I'm looking for that. And they're not going to win this game if they don't. So whether or not they do or not, they're not winning the game if they don't improve on offense.
Two things. Greg God said it's time for him to prove he's a good coach instead of just a good recruiter, is what Greg God says. And then Cade says, I say by Tennessee, we get a lot of people back. Well, let's just do this real quick. A lot of people back. Farouk won't be back by Tennessee. The guys, Hatchett's not coming back. So by Tennessee, I guess you could say Nick Anderson will be back. Hickman be back.
Jake Taylor, is he playing this week or not?
But a lot, I don't know what we're talking about. That's about the only few that's coming back.
Now, Mark brings up this, playing down the competition.
Not what the problem has been this year.
Mark, do you firmly believe they've been playing down to the competition, or are you just saying that?
I've said it in the past. This was not that was not the case this year. Oh, Andrew Anthony's another one, Jay.
Andrew Anthony. Yeah, that's right. And, hey, Mess says Houston beat Bob Stoops with Baker, Mixon, and Anderson. Guys, this has nothing to do with the logo on the uniform, Houston or whoever they play. This has everything to do with, I don't care if Houston beat them with those guys. OU's offense right now does not look good. You have to admit that. If somebody in this chat can tell me that the offense looked good last week, go ahead and try it.
No, but I'm with Tyler a little bit. UNLV beat Houston, Jay. I don't think Houston was as bad as they were week one, and maybe they weren't as good as they were against OU, but they're somewhere.
Well, UNLV is a really good team, though. I mean, UNLV is good.
I'm just saying. Everett's the guy that people are saying might be back this week, Jay.
Here goes the vanilla comments. Bobby, Tone Loke with the vanilla comment. You know that's not true.
They're not going to play EPL and Brooks. I mean, who you benching? Fabechi?
Let's just say this.
Not benching Fabechi.
Based off Brent Venables' press conference, Brooks is on the scout team. He's probably not going to be called up.
EPL is the guy that would play if any.
EPL would be the only one. And if it is, how often? I don't know how often. Here's the deal. If they get Everett back, I think Everett plays guard for him. I think if Everett comes back, he plays left guard, and they move Sexton out to left tackle. To me, that's the best thing that could probably happen. And I know before the season I said you can't bank everything on Everett, and I still agree with that. But obviously they're not ready to throw Heath Zaida out there. So,
hey, Hudson TD 777. Absolutely right. Pathetic. If the running game doesn't get better, I don't care who's back there. You're not going to do anything. The running game's got to make a statement this week. There's got to be some holes, Jay. Look, I've been reading this book.
What is that?
It's holes. Make some holes. That's a great book, by the way, Jay.
Hey, Cade.
Great book.
Cade talking about vanilla, talking about they still have to be better, and he's right. Those three positions have to be better, every single one of them. Jackson Arnold needs to have a good game this week. The receivers need to have a good game. And the offensive line needs to have a better game. And I think it was Gray God that actually dropped the last night to go watch the Aaron Murray breakdown, the film breakdown of Jackson Arnold. Gray God, if that was you, whoever was that, appreciate it. It was great stuff. I don't know if you watched it, Jerm. I enjoyed it. I'm going to be watching
I haven't.
It's called Snaps on YouTube. I'm going to be watching his stuff every week. I think he is outstanding. I thought it was great.
Cracker Mac. Not sure Anthony trusts his knee yet. Probably so. The good news is Andrew Anthony was in full uniform going through warmups he played the first week. He was going through warmups last week. He's way closer than maybe people think. We'll see what he can do on it.
Yeah, but let me ask you this. If Andrew Anthony played the first week and didn't play the second week, that tells me one of two things. Either they didn't want to play him because give him a week off, or he thought after playing the first week, he just didn't feel good enough to go again. What else would it mean?
Open up the line splits. That would help the run game. Mike Leach,
real quick.
Mike Leach did that. He's a Leach guy.
I want to say something because I don't want to go through this live when we've already started. I don't want to get too far into it. If we don't reminisce a little bit and just stop to remember 9/11. I know it's been 23 years, but just that day in the history of the United States, I want to just say, a little bit of remembrance for that. I was with some people tonight that they're about 14 years old. I was asking them about it. They really have no clue really what that was. And it's crazy to think that it's been that long that there's people that don't even know about it. It's kind of crazy, but anyway.
Yeah. And I think people in the chat are saying where they were. I was driving in a car working a sales job when it came across the radio. Listen, he didn't go downfield, Andrew Anthony. Andrew Anthony was doing 5-yard hitches. He's got to go downfield. He's got to trust his leg more. You can do things in practice all you want, but until you're going 100% cutting on it, making sure it's got the strength that it needs, you're just going to be a little hesitant. Someone, I think it was Cade Walkman, talked about if Jackson Arnold's a dog, we think he is. I will say that it looks like Jackson Arnold's taking a big leadership role. I think sometimes when your backs are against the wall and your job may be in question, it's time to put up or shut up is the phrase we've been using. And the way you get more confidence is you go to the grind and you work hard. So,
well, I mean, I'll say Hudson says we need a Greg Stoop type guy that Jackson can throw it to. Drake Stoops, I think, is probably what he's meaning. I don't. You could see it in the breakdown I watched of it. That there are some times where he didn't trust that a receiver was going to do what they were supposed to do. But I think you got to somehow flush it, forget about it, and just throw the dang ball. And you got to trust him at some point. I know it's hard, but I think they're going to have to try to get on the same page as quickly as possible.
Correct.
I almost stopped you when you were talking, Jeremy, because I heard this too, and I thought I don't think you meant it that way, so I didn't.
What are you talking about?
I don't think you meant his job was in question.
Jackson Arnold?
Yeah.
Wait, everyone, you, me, now, Jay, if he throws another game out there, everyone's been saying what do you mean? I agree he's running for his life. I've defended Jackson Arnold. I also said he played bad, okay? But the fact of the matter is, if he keeps playing like that, they're going to change it up eventually. I don't think he's going to play like that. I think they're going to turn some things around. I think he is the guy. I've said it week in, week out. Not week in, week out. Day in, day out.
How many points is OU putting up offensively this week? Right now, what would you say?
In the 30s. Cade, what you're saying right there is exactly what I've said. He doesn't trust the receivers. His O-line isn't giving him time. There's zero even inkling of a running game. Hey, Everett can play center. Everett can play center, Jay.
You know what's crazy is I heard today on the Sports Animal, and this is twice out of the last 3 days I've heard it. I think it might have been Kerry Murdoch. They said Todd Bates is their fourth-string center.
Todd Bates?
I mean, Josh Bates. Fourth-string center if everybody was healthy. Now, my question would be, how did he fall off that far? Because people are thinking he might start this year. Right?
Ryan, what receipt are you keeping? That OU would score in the 30s this week?
Probably on the 30s. Chiefs got 45-13.
Hey, Tyler and Greg God, I'm calling you out. Stop the personal attacks. Period. I don't have any time for it. I'm not going to sit there and read through the chat to look for it, but ridiculous.
Chuck, I agree with you. I don't think it doesn't matter who they put in there right now. The offense has to improve for a quarterback play to improve. It's both.
I don't know. I don't know what anyone did. I haven't read them all, Greg God. Maybe I'll go back and check them out.
One-dimensional or zero-dimensional right now?
They're not dimensional, Jay. It's delusional.
Hey, everybody in the chat, it's Wednesday. Has everybody in here, are they higher on Oklahoma's offense than they were Saturday night, or are they still low in Saturday night's feeling? I think a lot of people say they're higher even though they haven't done anything. I can't get there yet. I can't get there until I see something. I'm not going to do it. Last week, I predicted OU to rout Houston. I predicted OU to bounce back off their performance and have a great offensive game. I will not do it this Saturday. I'm picking OU to score 20 points. I pick them to win. They score 20. I need to see it happen. And then, you know what? I will then change it if I see something. And I think Tucker says, thanks for joining, Tucker. This is a podcast about OU football. Why?
Why is I don't think the comment's finished. And by the way, Greg God, my apologies. I think all you did was say Tyler's takes were trash. Tyler did make a personal attack. We're not allowed those. So that's just the way it is. Why would we be higher? I think Tulane a better team. 3 TDs would be impressive at this point.
And I said 20 points. So,
yeah, there's a lot of non-trust in Latrell. Okay, Jay, I have a question for you. Something I wanted to bring up, and there's not a lot of trust in Latrell. Hey, Jay, I'm not going to say it, so I just won't respond to what Tyler's saying. So,
what do you mean?
I think he's calling my take soft on him making a personal attack, but whatever. I'm not going to sit here and spend time on it, but it was a personal attack. When was the last time you were pleasantly surprised going into a season about, like, think of some guys in the past that played for OU where you were just very pleasantly surprised at what they brought to the table.
Lee Morris.
Okay. Sam Bradford's one that comes to mind. No one in their right mind thought Sam Bradford was going to be like that.
Dominique Whaley.
Nah, he doesn't make the pleasantly surprised list for me.
What? He was a walk-on.
Right, but doesn't
what?
make
Dominique Whaley? You can pick Sam Bradford and I can't pick Dominique Whaley?
You can pick Dom Whaley. I said I'm not.
Dominique Whaley had nobody even knew of him.
Whaley was great. I thought he was going to.
Nobody, even Oklahoma fans, didn't even know who Dominique Whaley was before.
Actually, if you remember, Bob Stoops talks a lot about him. Said this dude.
That's garbage, Jeremy. That's garbage.
Gutierrez or Iglesias?
Yeah. Gutierrez is a good one, but yeah, you're right, Chester. He's wrong on this one. I'm sorry. He's totally wrong.
You can't tell me I'm wrong. I can decide who I'm pleasantly surprised about, dude.
Pleasantly surprised. I'm usually pretty surprised when the walk-on does really good for Oklahoma.
You were surprised at Baker Mayfield?
Baker Mayfield had already played a whole
season. Walk on.
Jeremy, you are ridiculous. Baker Mayfield had just won all Big 12 honors at Texas Tech. All Big 12 honors.
Walk on,
walk off, and get out of here if you're going to make that comment. That's ridiculous.
Jim Lewis. Alan Patrick. I was not ever pleasantly surprised by Alan Patrick. I actually thought he was going to be even better than he was. What about you on Alan Patrick, Jay?
What I say doesn't matter anymore, so I'm not going to say my opinion.
Slap the table, Jay. What is garbage?
You.
Cool. A lot of people outside the fan base say that our offense is fixable with small adjustments. Here's what I would say. Is OU missing a lot of blocks? Yes. Would a couple of blocks or one block of play allow them to get a lot more positive yards in the running game? Yes. That part is fixable. There are some things that I don't think are fixable until you make some personnel changes at receiver.
Here's the thing. Most things are fixable. Most things are fixable. But that doesn't mean it's going to be fixed. Right?
Correct.
Just because something's fixable doesn't mean it's going to get fixed. You got to have a lot of things happen. You got to have people do their part. You got to have coaches do their part in preparing the players to be ready. I mean, there's all kinds. If the practices is they're not getting enough reps, then you got to get enough reps for these guys. And they went good on good this week. Maybe that helps. We'll see. I mean,
less RPO is fixable. Yep. There's some calls they can do that are fixable. Hey, real quick, our dad had a PET scan yesterday. We're supposed to hear back today. We have not heard that yet, but it doesn't sound like it's going to be good as far as maybe some advanced cancer things, but along with everything else. But saw him last night. Good attitude. Great attitude.
Yeah, and Sooner Freight 29. Everyone needs to admit Latrell don't know how to call plays. I said at the beginning before season even started. Here's what I'll say to that. Right now, Sooner Freak, I'm agreeing with you with what I'm seeing so far on the creativity. But here's what I'll say to that. He was perfectly great at calling plays at North Texas with less talent. So, and they beat some good teams.
He didn't forget how to call plays.
So it's one of those things that you always think about. When Brent Venables started having bad teams at Oklahoma at defense before he left and went to Clemson, people wanted him ran off. Do you think Brent Venables forgot how to coach and then he got to Clemson and he learned how to coach again? No. I don't know what the problem is with Seth Latrell. I think part of the problem, this is my opinion, I think he's too far removed from calling plays. And maybe it's going to take him a while because the last time he called a play was probably what, 5 or 6 years ago? I don't know. Hunter could look it up, but it's been a while. Do you just get back in there and ride the bike again? The game's changed a little bit too, has it not?
It has. we'll see what just thrown out there. I look, he knows the pressure's on. He's saying all the right things. Now you got to go do the right things. And according to the Bomb, who's one of our great supporters on here, the Bomb says the thing that needs to be done is EPL has to play more.
But would that change everything?
It would maybe help in the running game. We'll see.
And I agree with Mastery for Living. I do love Seth Luttrell. I think he's an awesome person. I think he's a good offensive mind. But I said this the other night. I'm going to say it again. This is the highest profile offensive coordinator job maybe in the nation. It's one of the top few. So there's going to be no reservation on him. He's going to have to perform, and it's going to have to start like ASAP, because if OU is ranked in the 130s in offense, I love Seth too. He won't be around very long. There's just no way possible. There's too many guys that would line up at the door to come coach offense at Oklahoma. There's too many guys out there that would say, that's the job I covet, is to be offensive coordinator at Oklahoma. And Seth Luttrell, I think, is one of those guys. He covets it. I think Seth Luttrell, this is a great job for him. He wants this job so bad. Now it's just time to go put it out there and show your offense. Forget Jeff Lebby's offense. Forget Lincoln Riley's offense. Go make this a Seth Luttrell offense and put the creativity out there and show people a Seth Luttrell offense and what you can do with it. Go do it. Now's the time.
RSJ is the highest rated safety. I saw that. Someone asked, I think it was Uncle Charlie, will Hickman be back? I think he was doing warm-ups last week. He was fully dressed. I think he very well could be back. I'm going to say that. And then the other thing I wanted to say, someone said, I don't think Luttrell trusts Arnold to just open it up. I don't think he trusts the receivers, a lot of things in the offense right now.
Hey, real quick, Tyler. I want to get to you and Chuck's comment. Tyler says NFL teams struggle when they have a lineman out. Why wouldn't a young college line struggle? And then Chuck says players would still need to get healed, Jay. I agree with both of you. That doesn't help things. But right here and right now, you tell me in the chat, and I'd love for people to say this, in the first two games, take away the injuries. Take them away. Don't worry about it. Don't talk about it. What offensively, creativity and scheme-wise have you said, wow, I love that? Because I've seen a few plays. I've seen a handful, but not that much. What I'm getting to is there's teams out there that are not very good, that have really good offensive minds, and you're like, wow, if they had better players, they'd be dominating. Because you can see it. You can see some offense. You're like, wow, I like that. Right now, through two games, I personally can't say, I can't put a finger on and say, this is their identity. This is some stuff they're running really good that I like. Whether they're healthy or not, I can't see it yet. Now, maybe after Saturday, I may come out and say I can see it. I haven't seen it.
Hunter, can you put Chad Super back up there? Chad's asking about Gentry Williams. What's the latest on it? Thanks, Hunter. Thanks, AI.
I've heard nothing.
Look, he's not injured. He's played both games. He
got injured last game, Jeremy.
He got shoved down and then he hop it off.
He didn't come back in though. So
and someone said Cracker Mac, I think said Kel said no way he's returning. Well, I'm telling you right now, Branson Hickman, if that's who you're talking about, was in full uniform, snapping the ball, going with the offense out there on the field before the game. I think he's closer than people think, if that's who you're talking about.
Who's that?
Branson Hickman.
Yeah, and Mizzou Champ says, thanks for joining again tonight, Mizzou Champ. Can we take a moment to thank all first responders and military personnel that were affected those years ago and thank the current ones? Some things are greater than football, and this is one of them. 1,000% agree with you. I said it earlier, and those people they're heroes. I mean, they are. So
absolutely.
Great people.
By the way,
it's unbelievable. They are so unselfish. And I don't want to change subject real quick, Ms. Jude Champ. I know that, but you're in good shape because I dropped in the Discord today my upset pick of the week, and I'm picking Boston College. So Missouri should probably win by 50 if you go off my pick.
Hey,
so you're welcome.
Real quick. And it shouldn't take an event like a tragedy for people to realize how important first responders and medical team and all that stuff is. It's not just when something like that happens. Chad, appreciate the super. Thanks for dropping it. Thanks for dropping the $10 and supporting our channel. Hudson says OU hype for him is at 0. Well, I promise you, this time next week, if OU's 3-0, your hype's going to be real because Tennessee's coming to Norman and game day is going to be there. It's going to be a primetime kickoff. Your hype level will go way up.
It would, depending on how they play on Saturday.
Regardless, if OU's 3-0, everyone's hype level is going to be here.
If they're 3-0 and they win the game 13-10,
doesn't matter. 3-0 OU versus a 3-0 Tennessee. Everyone's hype level Saturday night next week.
Jeremy, you're smart enough to admit this. If OU goes out there on Saturday, wins 13-10, and has one offensive touchdown and a couple turnovers and don't move the ball, you think the hype level for OU Tennessee is going to be there from OU fans?
It better be. It's the first SEC game.
I'm just telling you facts.
Battle of undefeateds. 12 versus 6.
Jeremy, it'll be Debbie Downers all week. So I don't know what you're talking
about. Of course it'll be Debbie Downers. I'm not saying it won't be. I can be Debbie Downer and be hyped. Guess what? I'm Debbie Downer right now and I'm hyped. What do you mean OU won't be 12? What's OU right now, Jay?
Hey, I want to get Tone Loke. And I agree with Tone Loke on this about the defense. I think the defense, I'm on the side that says the defense is elite. I know there's people on here, I'm not going to call out names, but I know there's a lot of people on here that they have not taken that step yet because they got to see it to believe it. There's been too many teams in the past that have looked good in non-conference on defense, and then in real games as it gets long in the season, they don't show up. I'm on a different plane. I'm on the plane that this defense is going to have you in every game. I think they're good enough to keep you in every game. But they cannot win you every game. They can't without offense. Get some offense together this week.
Guys, listen. I got a great analogy. OU's like Clark Kent. OU fans are similar to Clark Kent. Okay? From Sunday till Friday, OU fans, me included, can be Debbie Downer. This is the worst team, blah, blah, blah. When Saturday hits, you get in the phone booth, you put on your gear, you go tailgate, you get at the game, and you get hyped. That's what I mean.
I'm with you, and I do every time Saturday rolls around, I start feeling like OU's going to dominate.
Exactly.
But, hey, let me say something that I heard the other day from Brent Venables that has me, and maybe this is part of it where I'm thinking OU's going to score 20 points and no more. He has said on multiple occasions, and if you go watch this week coaches shows or the press conference, he said this. He says, you got to play to the strengths of your team. And our strength is defense. And I know that's not cliche. I know the defense is a strength, but it's almost like I think he knows this offense has a little bit of ways to go. And you're going to have to play ball control and try to get the victories with the defense. That's what I took from it. That's maybe not what he meant. Maybe he's just saying the defense is way ahead of the offense right now. But I got to ask, defense is going to have to go out there and win games. You punt the ball, you pin them back, just like they did against Houston, and you play field position, and you win the game. Don't forget, there used to be a time where people loved that type of play. And you don't have to go too far back when Alabama was beating LSU 6-3 in the SEC. What do you mean, Jay? Who doesn't know that? Well,
hey, I got to go back. I don't know, but I got to go back to Space's comment about Farouk. Space, I was in the exact same spot you were. I was very adamantly against Farouk, but there is one thing we can say about Farouk. He does create space. He can get open. The issue with Farouk was ball security. That's all the issue ever was with Farouk. Farouk can get open. Some of these other guys cannot get open. Perryman, I think he is a little discouraged. I mean, that's just the way it is. Hunter says 200 yards.
What's 200 yards?
Hunter says 200 yards what OU needs on the running game for him to be satisfied. I think 130, I'd be satisfied.
Oh, that answers Hudson's question.
Yeah.
Based off the first 2 weeks, I'd take 100.
That's lowering expectations, but
Coconut Greg says if the offense starts playing for fourth down field position, I'll lose it.
Yeah, they did that last week. A 3rd and 11 QB draw so they can settle for a field goal is pathetic.
5 for 26 on 3rd down right now.
And guess what? Go put our 3rd down links in and put it next to any NFL team. They're not getting many of them either.
3rd and 9.
I was looking at that
all year. 3rd and 9.
It's 1st and 2nd down is the key. You got to be better on 1st and 2nd down.
Christopher Satterfield just says ridiculous. And is Jimmy and Christopher related?
Don't know.
Jimmy, is that a relation there? Horrible and unacceptable. 200 with an O-line like that, wishful thinking. I'm with Chuck.
Madrano.
Jeremy, there's not one thing I've seen in the first 2 games that tells me they're going to go out there and run the ball very well.
Madrano says 120 would feel better. 200 would feel good. Dylan Raiola was pumped up last night. Stats against Colorado, 185 yards, 1 tutty. He couldn't put up any points in the second half. Oh, yeah, and that's true. OU fans would have been ripping him. Absolutely would have. And Jay thinks he's a Heisman contender.
I do. I like Dylan Raiola.
Just saying. You would have been ripping Arnold at that.
Sports Geek 91, thanks for joining tonight. Play calling is not designed to attack downfield too much east-west. So far, it's looked that way. Hookem, Enemy Lines here, says, I feel more optimistic for y'all this week. I really can't say why that is the case. Pressure makes diamonds. We'll find out.
Chief, I met you. I met your wife. I would hate to wake your wife up, but I will play that trumpet again, probably Thursday night. Kind of seems to be the rhythm of this, Jay. Tomorrow night, it'll be out in full force.
Matt says score predictions on Saturday. I'm sticking with 20-17.
I give mine on I give my score predictions on Friday, Saturday's game time episode.
Do y'all hear it, cricket? Do you hear it, cricket?
Yes.
Okay, let me get rid of it. Hang on.
You going to go kill the one cricket? It's hard to find a cricket. You can't find crickets. Unless you just see him jumping around, you can't find him. And I think that's a great analogy for the offense at Oklahoma. Unless you see it at work, you can't figure it out. And right now, it's like that annoying cricket that is in the background. You just can't figure it out. Well, you got to go find it. Find the identity this week.
I shut the garage and they're still
and it's still there.
Nothing I can do about it, guys.
That's really more annoying than my trumpet.
Is it really loud?
No, it's not, Matt. It's not loud.
Well, I can go.
Larry Sackett, there is no murder because we can still hear that thing. That's kind of it's soothing, Jay. Put some s'mores on, get the campfire going. Hey, I'm thinking it's a Frito chili pie weekend for the game. Thoughts on a fourth quarter sooner? Thoughts on a possible double tight information to feel? Absolutely. Trent Rattery came on our video, 2 days ago, Jay. He talked about double tight end set. They've actually had a lot of success in the double tight end set. A lot of people I like the 2 tight end set, 2 backs. They won't run it all night, but they can definitely do it some, especially if you move Bauer Sharp outside kind of to the slot and not on the edge of the line. I don't hear it, Jay. Did you kill it?
I think I got rid of it.
By getting rid of, did you kill it?
Scared it away.
Scared it away.
I never saw it, but I banged some stuff around and think I got scared.
It'll come back. I hear it. There it is. You can't scare crickets away. Oh my goodness, everybody.
We're just got to move on.
We are. 2 tight ends, 2 running backs, put Tatum and Bar. Hey, absolutely. Both of those guys can catch the ball. I love it, Blake. Love that.
I do think Bauer Sharp, he's got to be better. Got to be better blocking, as Chuck says.
On the sweep, what was that about? Hey, what are the odds OU runs a sweep first play?
I would say 0. It's surely not.
I think they're gonna fake a sweep.
And do what with it?
I think they're going to bring Burks in.
Hey,
They're going to fake a sweep and hit the tight end. That's going to be the first play.
That brings up something I'd like to start. And before I get to it, check out the FanStop. www.thefanstop.com. Make sure when you get there, you use code SURGE, 10% off your first 3 months. Check out the upside down Longhorn hats. You can see
Order it. Don't check it out. Order it.
Order it right there. See them. They're sweet. Make sure you do that. www.thefanstop.com. Something I'd like to start tonight, actually, is you can put it in the chat. I want to know you have from now until Saturday. You can only put it in there one time in the chat. Okay? And it is, what is going to be the first play ran from Oklahoma? And here's what we're going to do. We're going to whittle it down every week. If you miss it, you're out. If you get it right, you move on to the next week. Going to have a prize for the
tournament.
Going to have a prize for the winner whenever there's one left at the end of the year. And maybe 3 weeks from now, you may have a winner.
Did we get some new shirts? FanStop has a new shirt every month. I'm not wearing one today, but every month I get a OU Sooner shirt sent to my house because of the Shirt of the Month Club. That's what it's about. They'll send you one every single month. And if you sign up for I think it's called the Ultimate Package or the Premium, you actually get long sleeve, hoodies, different things during the cooler months, which hopefully is around the corner. Not Saturday, 96 degrees at kickoff, Jay. Wow.
Yeah. Ron says Schmitty would get rid of that cricket in a heartbeat. Now,
Jay,
this
you're
does
going
not
to have
count.
to do
Chief, that does not count. We obviously know the center's going to hike it to the quarterback. Does not count. So we got some people dropping theirs in here. Here's what I'm going to do after the live. I'll go through here and I'll write down everybody's first play. You have till Saturday, though. You can't put it in there twice. So once I see it one time, that's your pick. So
mine's a fake. It's a fake sweep to Burks, and they're going to hit tight end. Swing pass to. Hey, I absolutely hate the flare pass. I hate it. I hate sending the running back in motion and then throwing it to him. I hate it.
Why?
Everyone knows that's what's happening, Jay. Ridiculous.
Hey, I got a trivia question tonight.
Bring it.
And
someone said something, Jay.
What?
Selene said, saw the T-shirts on the FanStop website. Awesome stuff. It is. Inside zone for Tucker.
Here's the trivia question. Back in 2001, 9/11, we all know that after that, games were canceled, moved back. I just want to know who was Oklahoma's first opponent after 9/11.
Hey, Jay.
Yeah.
I think Chief is asking a very legitimate question. I think you have to say who's getting the ball.
Yes. Correct.
Bauer Sharp off of a fake reverse is what I say.
You don't have to be that specific. It does not have to be.
Hey, was it Army?
Not that I can recall. I'm going to have to do something about that cricket.
Guys, the depth chart usually drops Friday. But I'm going to ask you something, Cade. Who cares? They don't follow the depth chart. It's the biggest ways to put one out, in my opinion. It's ridiculous. Although, guess what? I'll look at it. I'll get all giddy. I'll pull it up. I'll see all the oars, more oars in that thing than the Illinois River. And I'll start making some assumptions. And guess what? None of them will be true, okay? None of them's going to be true. Bobby gets it again. Wow. Bobby's elite. Bobby's just absolutely elite. Okay, that's your point too, and it's mine too. It's ridiculous. I've never seen anything with so much falseness, yet so much anticipation by Sooner fans. You got to think there's people who put that out that are just laughing, thinking there's going to be people who click on this and actually look at it. Yep. Me, been there, done that. Heard this on the radio from Colin. When was the last time a player besides Stoops last year to score double-digit TDs in one season? We're talking radio? I mean, are we talking wide receiver? Are we talking about any position? Kennedy Brooks? Did Kennedy Brooks get double TDs? Or Eric Gray? Obviously, it can't be a quarterback. Oh, wide receiver. Wide receiver, man, that's a great trivia. I would think, I'm going receiver, before Drake Stoops, man, Marvin Mims has to be. Although maybe Marvin Mims didn't get to double digits. I would guess.
What's the question?
What?
What's the question?
Prior to Drake Stoops last year, who was the last receiver to get double digits in one season? Greg Gott says Dede. Greg Gott says Dede.
In
Banner,
touchdowns?
yeah, Benjamin Banner says, I thought Anderson had 9 last year. Anderson had 10, they're saying.
Did somebody answer my trivia question?
Yeah, Bobby.
Did he get it?
Yeah, Bobby.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Anderson did have 10. So, well, Anderson played with Stoops, so it wouldn't matter. So it's still before that time period.
Who was the short wide receiver that played with Jason White?
It wasn't Hollywood Brown, as some people are saying. Mark Clayton, he wasn't that short.
Mark Clayton was the one he's talking about.
Mark Clayton, yeah.
That's right. CD.
Was it CD Lamb? Brandon Jones, two-sport athlete, number 81 for the Sooners, also played baseball, was great.
CD Lamb was the correct answer, 2019.
Oh, it was CD Lamb, okay. Yeah, Mims didn't catch many tutties, did he? Cade said got it first.
Good job, Cade. Way to go, man. Way to go. That's right. Anderson had 10, most for a true freshman OU record. So is Anderson not the correct answer? Confused.
Anderson and Stoops was the same year, Jay. Hey.
Oh.
Listen, we're talking about Anderson 10 tutties, and people act like we're not missing them as Sooners fans. Sooner fans are missing Nick Anderson. Jackson Arnold's missing Nick Anderson. Again, get out there, dude. Let's play.
Here's a good question. And yes, Larry, do you hear the cricket? Or Lori, do you hear the cricket? No. Had to get the spray out, y'all. Chief says, guys, if you were the OC this weekend, what would your first series look like? Well, it would look like a touchdown. That to me is the goal. Now, how you do that? To me,
I would be going fast.
You know what I used to do, and I haven't coached any elite football at all. I've coached flag football through 5th grade is my football coaching tree. That's all I've done, okay? It's flag football through 5th grade. But you know what always was my first best drives of the game? Every year, every game was my first series. I could score on that was the series I go out there and knew exactly what I was going to do. And
go fast, Jay.
You say go fast. I don't think it's a go fast thing, but you got to have these plays scripted and get a good drive off.
You got to go fast. You got to create some urgency.
Even if you get a field goal or it needs to be a touchdown, but you got to have a good drive the first drive. If you go out there and lay an egg like they did last week, I can already feel it talking about it. It's all going to fall out of the fans are just going to be like, oh no, here we go again. It's going to be awful. You got to have a good drive.
Hey, what was the bread and butter? I'll tell you this, when Jay and I coached flag football together, we had headsets and everything. We were all out extra, man.
My bread and butter play, I had a couple of them. I used to also run a lot of misdirection and trickery. Misdirection plays in 3rd grade flag football gets them every time. Couple of fakes, ball game.
Travis Wilson was the 05 receiver at UCLA, Sports Geek 91 says. He's a good receiver, Jay. Size.
He's a coach.
Guys, size matters. You got to have size out there.
Travis is a coach now.
We did not need a get back coach. That was before get back coaches actually existed. They made get back coaches because of Jay and I. Okay.
No, one thing I will say that I was never a type of guy, coach, to run up the score. I played everybody. If we had a lead, I'd put subs in at running back. So none of that. I mean, nothing takes away half the playbook.
Someone asked a really good question, Jay. Would you rather have a running back get 200 yards as a team, or Jackson Arnold throw for 300?
Both.
Well, would you rather figure out how it works?
They need to establish the run game. So I would go running game.
Speed option with Hawkins and Tatum. Then put Hawkins at wide receiver and pump fake to him with Thompson spring downfield on a fade, bang 8 type route. That doesn't score. Then look for Burks Bowers.
Man,
well, it's not Bowers. It's Bowers Sharp.
Hey, we got a lot of people in here on this chat that know how to call plays. Maybe tomorrow night they all drop their number one play that they would run.
Stoops had 84 targets, 10 TDs. Anderson, 38 targets, 10 TDs. Hey, look at that. And then you had Farouk, tons of targets. Gibson, tons of targets. Andrew Anthony, tons of targets. These other guys haven't been targeted. They're new. Like, it's not the same. And that's what BV was alluding to when he said there's a difference in what we got out there, but also there's some cohesion things.
And Medrano, Andre Woolfolk, yes, that was a great move for Oklahoma and him. Hudson says, get some fire and go fast.
Go fast. I agree. Go fast.
The go-go offense. How about a flea flicker?
You can't run a flea flicker with a patchwork offensive line. There'll be a sack. You'll be 2nd and 18. If there's anything OU doesn't need, it's any loss. You cannot run any play behind the line of scrimmage. That means you can't run a flare screen. You can't do a jet sweep. You can't do, I don't even know about a pitch out. You definitely can't do a flea flicker if your problem has been losing yards on first down. Can't.
Yeah, and Perriman switching subjects to the defense. I will say, in watching the Houston game, that was a frustration of mine.
I agree. I
thought they were a quarterback who isn't very good and is not very accurate, and you're laying off him 10 yards. To me, I didn't understand it. I think that's where the yardage came in. That's also where the ball control came in. They had a lot of ball control drives. I think it was because they were doing dink and dunks. I mean,
honestly, I want to poll right now by Hunter. Since AI Hunter is the person who mentioned this chat saying going fast just loses time and possession by even more. You don't go fast the whole game. The first drive you do. You've got to change something. You go fast. Trap House says got to break a big run out of the gate. Set the tone. Hunter, drop it in. Drop a poll right now. How many Sooner fans will OU out of the gate on their first drive to go fast? Me. I want to see who else does.
Not me.
I think overwhelmingly people want OU to go fast at least once or twice this game. What's it going to hurt early? You went 3 and out last week.
I think you're going to be wrong on this one. I think more people would want him to slow it down.
I don't think so, Jay. OU has looked the best this year in the 2-minute stuff that they've done. Fact.
A methodical 7-minute drive would be ideal for OU Sooner Surge.
I absolutely disagree, because then you're 8 minutes off the clock and you're only up 7-0 and there's still pressure. Go score quickly.
And this is true. Hey, frightening truth. Saying a frightening truth here is that teams that score first won at like 65% clip last year. I'm seeing a lot of slow it down, Jeremy. So
drop the poll in and I'll see what the predictions are, Jay.
You're going to be wrong. So be ready to face up to it.
And Tone Loke, that's exactly what they're used to.
Ditch the RPO.
They're comfortable doing it.
And you know what I love about this show and everybody on here is we can sit here as fans and talk about whatever we want to. We can throw play calls in there. We can talk about ditch the RPO because it's fans saying their opinions. I love it that you guys are dropping them in here. Keep them coming. Good stuff.
Hey, couple things. Space. Again, I got ripped about the Zion Raggins throws. I 100% promise you, in my opinion, though, I think those are thrown out of bounds on purpose on those two. There was no chance. It's frustrating to watch a 5'6" guy do a fade route down the field. Trap House says need a big splash early, get some juice in the building, get the crowd fired up. Yeah, it's the last non-con before SEC play starts.
Jeremy,
OU's a dress rehearsal for the fans.
You were there too, Jerm. He says the game sounded like the U.S. Open.
Jay, I've said this already. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to get fired up. You ready? I don't need a person on a big screen every TV timeout to start saying, hey, get up, get loud. Hey, I'm going to throw this we're going to throw the T-shirt to the loudest person. You can't tell who the loudest of 80,000 is. You know why you should be loud, Sooner fans? Because your team's playing. It's ridiculous. Stop trying to tell people. When I go to church, I don't want someone telling me, hey, raise your hands. No, I'll raise my hands when I feel like raising my hands. I'll yell when I feel like it. Part of the issue is there's too many people who don't feel like cheering. Why? It's an experience.
Hey, I'll also say
they're not passionate fans, Jay.
Well, Samuel says get loud for 14 3-and-outs in a row. But let me say this. It is your opinion as a fan. If you don't want to get loud, listen. Yeah, I don't like that either. Hey, if you don't want to get loud, that's your opinion. But I'll say this. The fans that go out to a game, and I've heard them many a time. I know of some of them that say, give me something to cheer about, and I'll cheer. I'm just going to sit here. They haven't done anything for me to cheer about.
Oh, absolutely.
I like that. There's a lot of people out there that say, they want me to stand up. They haven't done anything. Well, that's kind of ridiculous.
I'm not about booing. I think now that players are paid, it's changed some of that. But, Jay, I know when we used to go to high school games, even when we were in our 30s, you and I would both start defense chants. We would start all kinds of things and people would get going. It's got to be – I don't know what it's going to be, Jay, but it's got to be – I do think SEC is going to automatically make it better.
Well, let me ask you this. Mark says OU fans are spoiled. You know what other fan base I thought was spoiled, but they don't look like it anymore? Nebraska. That environment Nebraska had against Colorado was raucous. That was not.
It's also Nebraska, Colorado, and Deion was in town.
It doesn't matter, Jeremy. Jeremy.
Jason.
No, listen. If you go listen to Matt Rule after the game, or I think it was his press conference this week, he was talking about all the stuff from Will Compton's hype video to the songs they play in the stands. He said all of it matters to recruits. It matters how good the songs are because recruits and that's what helps make the environment an environment too. So don't say Nebraska always does it when they play Colorado. That's not true. That was a different environment, Nebraska, Colorado, than it's been in the last. Even when Nebraska was great,
yeah, it's a better product for one.
Nebraska, Jeremy, when OU and Nebraska were dominant, I don't think Nebraska was you'd go there and be like raucous crowd. It was a great crowd because they're awesome fans. I don't think you would use the term raucous. What they had the other night was different. I thought that's just me.
Hey, couple of things. First, CS Land. I had to get to CS Land's comment saying exciting games will make it happen. Well, exciting was what we had last week. It was 14-12 on the 1-yard line. You get a safety. That was a great moment. But Chad Gamble, thanks for becoming a new member, Sooner Surge Unlimited member. Do us a favor. Email us at ousportsroundup@gmail.com. Hunter will put it in the chat. Email us so you can join our Discord. 60% agree with me.
Hey, go ahead.
60% agree with me. I don't know what the question is. Close your eyes and raise your hands. I'm not sure what that's about.
Hey, Sooner Legend Mike, appreciate it. Can we please start fast and be the bullies at recess on the O-line? That would be awesome. I'd love to see it. Hey, talking about the Nebraska thing, if you have not watched the hype video from Will Compton, wow. And listen, don't get me wrong. OU media puts out some great stuff. I have yet to see a hype video that good. That was elite. That was an elite level hype video, and it was relatable to the players and every. I think it was great.
Oh yeah, that's right. I thought I knew I saw Chad.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering what you were saying there too, Jeremy.
Jay, you got to correct me when
Last
I say.
night it was Benjamin. Tonight is Chad, Jeremy.
My apologies, Chad.
Photographic memory of yours is really showing up tonight, isn't it? How many times can you not have a photograph?
Well, I emailed CS Land. That's who I had emailed.
Tell me you don't have a photographic memory by telling me you don't have a photograph memory.
I do have a photographic memory, Jay.
Hey, what's the deal with the Discord? Larry wants to know, Jeremy.
The Discord is for Sooner Surge Unlimited members. You sign up to be a Sooner Surge Unlimited member. You get access to the invite link to the Discord, and you basically try to work during the day while you're sitting there talking all day with Sooner fans, Surgeaholics, because it is usually pretty hopping. We talk a lot of things. There's a lot of bantering. There's a lot of hot takes. And there's a lot of, I would say, debating on there, and it's fun. It's not. I don't think it's your typical Discord. I've never really been on one, though.
It is fun. And, I mean, it's a great thing. So join up if you would like. It is fun. And it really, it's only about, you take away one Starbucks coffee a month. That's all it is. I mean,
it's less than that. It's less than that.
$5 a month is all it is. And you get on that 24/7 with all of us Sooner fans, Surgeaholics. They're on.
Tyler, I think Matt Rule, I love everything about Matt Rule.
Oh, Matt Rule is one of my favorite coaches in college. I love Matt Rule.
Absolutely love Matt Rule.
Chief says, here's why the crowd is fickle. Great play gets the fans hyped. Struggles and miscues take away the energy. But the constant commercials, every dead ball basically kills the energy. Get some hype music.
Yeah, and what kills it is getting someone on a big screen and going, hey, flex cam, take a pic. You guys want to be on a video?
Well, get
your phone out, scan the QR code so you can see yourself on the loud screen, on the big screen. That's garbage. I'm sorry, that's garbage.
That stuff is great for professional teams.
Professional sports, NBA, fine, whatever.
MLB, NBA, NFL, that's great. That's more of entertainment. College is for raucous crowds, and that's what needs to happen.
Kyle, I disagree. I sat to the left of me and my boys was about 8 to 10 pretty drunk people, and it was not exactly good. In fact, I didn't even cheer a lot. I don't like this because most people are sitting down going, What happened to defense? Defense. Get 80,000 doing that, maybe.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That's old school, though.
Seems like a 40-year-old man running a youth group at the Palace.
High schoolish? Whoa. The defense chant is high schoolish? Wow. You're the same person, Hunter, who liked the Hey song.
I would kind of agree with Hunter on that one.
Okay. Agree. I don't care. It's not high schoolish. It depends on who's yelling it, Jay.
Hey, thanks for joining us, Larry, tonight. Appreciate it.
Be safe on the road in the morning, Larry.
The guy giving the PSA announcement drove me crazy, Chief said. He's with you. He agrees, Jeremy.
Yeah, it's not great. Kyla said her section never sat down and cheered loudly the entire game. Yeah, and all you can hope is there's enough sections doing that holding people accountable. I mean, that's all you can do, Jay. Hey, it's been great tonight. Chad, thanks for the super tonight. Really appreciate and renewing your membership. Really appreciate everyone that's been on here. Listen, we don't take breaks. We keep rolling this thing. We keep chugging along every single night, despite anything that's going on. This is we like to make this a priority for you guys, for us, and we love it. We'll be on here again tomorrow night and Friday night. Friday night, Daniel Brooks hopefully going to join us again. He was great last Friday night. And then Saturday, it's game day in Norman, Palace on the Prairie, 2:30 kick against Tulane. Tomorrow, be ready. I do know a Dr. Dre song. It's coming tomorrow. It's coming tomorrow, guys. We'll see you tomorrow night. Adios.
Adios, Tyler. Have a good night.